Hey everyone, you're listening to InfoQuench with Jeff.
And Amy. We're chatting about how to get the most out of life.
And covering a ton of interesting topics.
So there's sure to be something.
For just about everyone. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, and welcome to InfoQuench. I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm Amy, and this podcast is all about what's been going on in 2025 year to date, because it has been that long since we've recorded a podcast.
It's pretty bad. I know we apologize, loyal listeners, for not doing podcasts regularly, but life just catches up and you kind of just put it on the back burner, and we're going to pick it back up though. Right?
So we say. But it was literally December 2024 when we were last gathered around the microphone. So we get a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, we can't promise anything, but we're going to try our best.
We'll try. That's all we ever do.
That's all we ever
just
do.
Bring our best
Indeed.
And hope for the best.
I got to say, it's nice to be back in the captain's chair with you.
Yes.
It's great to be able to do a podcast again.
And the equipment seems to be cooperating.
Yeah, like we did a test, and the first test was let's go.
Yeah,
so
and
that's a good sign.
That never happens, so I'm going to call that good karma for 2025.
That's a good sign.
I mean, yes, we're recording this in June. It's actually June 1st today.
Yeah, June 1st.
And you wouldn't know it here in Canada. It is, well, normally in June we will have some pretty warm temperatures. I remember hitting the beach as a teenager in June, and still being chilly, but, we could swim in the rivers and such. But today it was single digits and windy and not nice.
Yeah, it was kind of chilly too. Like I was out usually I wear just a t-shirt when I'm disc golfing, but had to wear a long sleever.
Yeah, disc golfing's still alive and well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I've picked it up, if anything. I just ordered 3 discs tonight. I mean, I'm hooked. I love it.
How many discs did you lose tonight?
Oh, I lost one. It's ridiculous too. I left it by accident, and then someone picked it up and just took it. Like my number is on it, my name and number is on it, but anyway, never got
that's a
text
bummer
or a call.
When adults steal.
It's in good shape too. It was like one of my favorite discs. But anyway, I just ordered another one for Father's Day. So, so thanks for that.
I don't know why I said when adults steal, when anybody steals, I guess.
Yeah,
it's even more heartbreaking, I guess, when kids are stealing.
It happens though. It happens.
It does. Even on the disc golf course, integrity can be lost. And
for the most part, though, people are pretty good.
Well, I mean, if I think of regular golf course, if you left a putter or driver behind on the course, it would be a pretty significant theft for someone just to pick it up behind you and not give it to you. But I know, but discs what are they worth now?
They're like $25-$30.
Okay, so not as significant if you had a nice putter, but still, it
all adds
it's significant to you.
Yeah, it is. It was my favorite disc. So anyway, I hope maybe it'll come back.
But with the more discs you lose, the better your scores are getting.
Yeah. I've got a goal of getting -10 sometime this summer, and I've already gotten -9. So here's hoping.
Well, it's pretty good. We haven't even officially hit summer, I guess.
No, it's true.
So lots of time to do it.
Yeah. So there's your disc golfing update for our loyal listeners. Okay, so what's this podcast about again?
You know what? It's about nothing in particular. It is.
Oh, it's just to catch up.
I thought about doing a particular topic, but I felt like there were so many things random things to catch up on that have happened so far this year.
Yeah.
Not drones. We talked about drones in our last episode in December, thinking that was going to be a thing. Either it was a thing or...
Yeah, it just, all these sightings, all these videos, and then Trump said he was going to figure it all out and tell us everything, or tell everybody everything. On day one, and
he was going to have a very busy first 24 hours, and really, none of that transpired. But that's
he said he was only going to be a dictator for one day, but it's been every day since. But anyway,
that's a podcast all in of itself.
It is. Okay, so I like that idea. I like the idea of just talking about everything.
Well, 2025 has become the year of the cat, or as I should pluralize it, the year of the cats, because people who have listened for years to InfoQuench will maybe remember our fond cat Charlie, who passed away a couple years ago, and our family decided that we were ready to bring a new cat into our lives.
Yeah.
But it turned out that there were a couple of cats from a local rescue group that were basically a bonded pair that they wanted us to adopt, so we jumped in with both feet and bought.
We did. We went from no cats
for 2 cats
to 2 cats. And they've been pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, Redhead Strays is the rescue group. Just a shout out to the great work that they do.
Yeah, they do great work.
Just people I'm just so thankful for people
Yeah.
like that exist in our community and in the world that are just doing things out of the goodness of their heart, but basically rescuing strays, doing fundraising to make sure that they're able to get a clean bill of health and get their,
Yeah.
get all fixed up so that they don't continue to reproduce and create more unhoused kittens. So
Yep.
they do a lot of great work, and they foster cats, and then they find permanent homes. And
Yeah.
so now we have Miss Bonnie and Mr. Luna.
Can you do the Bonnie song? Can you do the Bonnie song for our listeners?
Yes.
Come on. Or maybe it's the Luna. No, it's the Luna song. They both have songs.
Luna likes the tuna. He'd sooner
Luna-
eat the tuna. I'm not going to sing it, but
No,
you can
but
get the
yeah.
gist of it. I actually was listening to another podcast, and they were talking about pets' names, and they were saying how people spend all this time choosing a pet name, and then they call their cat or
Whatever.
their dog that once, and
Yeah.
then they just make up whatever
The
name.
funniest thing I find about that song, though, is that we've never even given Luna tuna.
I know, but we think she'd sooner eat that tuna.
She sure is.
And she's not even a she; she's a he. We thought.
Right.
We thought Luna was a she for the first little bit.
We're still
then
hooked
we were
on
corrected.
that sometimes.
It happens.
But mostly, for the most part, we're doing pretty good at getting them right.
And
for
Bonnie is a Bonnie girl in a Bonnie world.
Yeah, she is.
Life in plastic is fantastic.
Yeah.
That would be the lyrics of the other song.
They're
but-
pretty interesting kitties because they I hope we're not boring you talking about our cats, but they're pretty interesting kitties.
You've
though,
waited
because
5 months, and
I know.
this is what we've come back with.
we're just going to talk about our cats for like an hour. They both like a particular same toy. Like, it's very strange, and they'll fight over it. They really love it. They're like children with it. They throw it up in glee.
I honestly didn't think cats had that much of a personality. I was
Yeah.
always a dog person.
Oh, yeah,
and then something happened to me this
See,
year.
I had Charlie before I even knew you. And so he was really, really bonded to me. So he is always spending every moment with me. But now, because I took a step back with like the care of these cats, because, you guys said you would do it and all that.
How convenient.
I don't do the litter. I don't feed them or anything. So it's like
And
they're really bonded to you.
I am the keeper of the poop boxes.
Yeah, you are.
The keeper
Yeah.
cleaner of the poop boxes. And
Yeah.
so for that reason, I guess they're grateful. So they like me for that. And I do give them treats on occasion. But it's going well. We're happy. And yeah, so I'm a cat person. I never thought I would be a cat person.
You're a cat lady. You're a cat lady. Pretty soon we're gonna have like 20 cats in here or something.
I debated having more.
Really? In your head? Because you never expressed that to me.
Having more. Having more.
You're gonna
so
give birth
to
to some kitties?
I have something to tell you.
Oh my goodness! I think you know somebody.
The way I say No, well, Hux and I had talked about maybe having more.
What?
But,
How many more?
well, we're not.
And why weren't you discussing this with me?
We were just
I live here too.
randomly at a pet store
Oh.
buying a $37 litter box
Oh, don't bring that up again, because it just makes my blood
made
boil.
of solid plastic.
Oh, I can't believe you paid that much. You get them at the dollar store, but maybe they're not all, like you said, they're not as high.
I know,
right?
I know. I don't even know why I paid that much either, but it was just one of those situations where I had waited in traffic, and it took me a while to get there, and it was just,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. The
You
amount
just-
of time I'd already invested in it, I just needed to be walking away with something in my hand from that store, and
Yeah.
a litter box it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think we're actually going to get more cats because we do want to travel again, and I
Right.
don't want to ask someone to look after 20 cats while we're gone.
It costs a lot.
Plus, I think there's a limit of
Yeah.
cats. I don't know what the limit is. I know people press the limits, but there is, like,
Is
in
there?
terms of the, yeah.
I don't see why there
SPCA,
would
New
be if
Brunswick,
you- as long as you're caring for them.
SPCA would care in terms
Yeah.
of, they do.
Okay. Well, that's
If they don't
interesting.
put a limit on it, then you know what people do.
Well,
They-
you wouldn't want 50 cats, that's for sure. It would be hard to even, like, care for them.
That's true. But would 49 be okay?
Yes. Short answer, yes.
All right, we're going to move on from the cats. I'll give you a quick something that I researched or read because I feel like I need something of substance of this podcast just to anchor us.
Okay, well, we could talk about what we've been watching.
All
Or...
right, well, this is called the cantaloupe rule. And it's
Cantaloupe.
sort of like from the minimalists, and it's an idea of how to keep your house looking less cluttered.
Go on.
Do you say cantaloupe or cantaloupe? Or cantaloupe?
What? I say cantaloupe. You say cantaloupe?
I don't think I do. But
You just did.
Well, sometimes when I'm reading, I say things differently.
The
than
way
I
it's
would
spelled.
if I naturally-
Cantaloupe. I gotcha.
So the theory is that any trinket below the size of a cantaloupe, basically a melon,
Okay.
and don't get me started, the
Cantaloupe.
difference between a cantaloupe and a melon. It
Okay.
has to do with the colors, right? Is one orange inside and
I-
one more pinky?
I will be completely honest and say I don't know.
Okay, back to the trinkets. If they're smaller than a melon,
Okay.
it's additional clutter for a space, and it'll leave a room feeling small and overcrowded. If your home is filled with small knickknacks, maybe try swapping out these for a few larger statement pieces to keep a personal touch. And they give examples of large vases or vases, depending on how you
Right.
roll.
Yeah.
Bigger picture frames and statement clocks are all stylish, simple ways
Okay.
to decorate.
Okay.
And another reference they give is anything bigger than a Canadian bowling ball can come into your home, but smaller is.
Canadian bowling ball.
Well, you're not a big fan of knickknacks and trinkets and such, eh?
Nah, not really. Not too much, actually.
Well, we don't want to. The more things you have to move around to dust around, or I think also it's just like a visual clutter for the eyes. But there's something to be said too around things that make a house feel homey. Because
Yeah.
if your kid comes home with something homemade, are you going to be like, put it up against the cantaloupe meter? We're going to see if it passes the
See
test.
if it fits. I
No,
don't know.
Straight to the.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't, like in our home, we don't have a ridiculously cluttered fridge. Some families do that, and that's where they put their photos and stuff, and that's cool. But we, for some reason, don't.
But if you look around our room,
Yeah,
are there
let's do that.
certain things that you see that are like,
around.
oh, that's cantaloupe size, and that is kind of a statement. Like a lot of our plant pots and things like that are much larger. But then
Well,
and
the
some-
sculpture that my friend Curtis did that you don't like, but I love it.
I
It's,
like Curtis.
You love no, yeah, you don't like.
I like the
you don't
sculpture too. It's just heavy.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
a
it's
nice-
bigger than a cantaloupe.
It's a nice piece. I have
Yeah.
nothing against the sculpture.
But what
It's
is
just
the
heavy to
piece
move.
next to it? There's some kind of weird
That is a
piece
shell.
of pottery.
That's a seashell.
No. Next to that. Oh, well, wait.
That's-
The one with the Huxley's art on the top.
That's a wedding gift.
and then what is on top, though? Explain to our viewers or listeners.
There's a paper cup with a felt hat and button eyes.
So that will be our photo.
But he's paired it with
Yeah.
He's paired it.
I did this. I put it there. I was
Okay,
like, okay, it looks like his body. So I was like,
Oh, is
looks-
that how that came to be on
yeah,
the mantle?
that's how it came to be.
Okay, this will be our photo. I will post this on these socials so that you can see what's going down on the mantelpiece.
Huxley did that at school in art class, brought it home. It just sat around like a lot of other stuff in our house. Like, why are those scissors there?
I know.
and, like-
Well, you know why they're there?
Why?
Because they were on the carpet before. I almost walked into them and
Who put
chopped
them
off
there?
my toes. I have no idea.
Oh, Huxley. I think it was Huxley.
Do you? Yeah, but you're contemplating.
No,
You're
he
like-
was cutting the tape.
All I know is it was not me.
He was cutting duct tape or something. Anyway,
Before we taught him, he could tear it.
We don't
which is
really-
a skill you need to have.
yeah.
It's a lifelong skill.
And he can
once
do
you-
it now, right?
Yeah, he can rip the duct tape. If you can't figure that out, YouTube it because that saves a lot of time.
See, guys, we have been
Not a lot
up
of
to
duct tape.
so much since our last podcast. We're teaching our kid duct tape, how to tape it or how to rip it. I mean, it's amazing. We really have a lot of really interesting things to discuss. What's the next one?
Jeff's looking at me with eyes of desperation.
What's the next one, honey?
One of our friends confessed to me that years ago when Hotmail first came around, like that was sort of the email
I think I
service
know
of
where
people.
this is going.
She thought it was people's special dirty email.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And I'm
You know,
like,
you're
other people-
old if you have a Hotmail account now.
You mean you're cool if you have a Hotmail? You're
I don't know if
vintage.
you're cool, because if you're like, say for the sake of talking that one of us is out there, on the dating scene, and you're like, hey, get a hold of me sometime. Give me an email, which
I don't
people
know.
don't
I
say.
feel like your voice.
It's more like snapshot. I know you got to sound old because it's like, here's my email, blah 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 at hotmail.com, and they're like, Hotmail? Wasn't that created in the 70s?
or they've never heard of it and just thinks
Or,
that
yeah.
guy's really feeling himself.
I only use Snapchat. It's like, what?
Is that your Gen Z?
Yeah.
I have a hotmail.ca, and it's the bane of my existence because nobody has a .ca Hotmail account, and I was like, I wanted one that was easy to remember with my name in it.
Yeah.
And I had to get a .ca because the .com was gone. And I know that Amy McLennan at hotmail.com out there is receiving
I've
all
heard you.
kinds of my emails, and she
I've heard
has
you
not.
give that email out before, and you always stress the CA. You're like,
I have to say it every time. It's like,
McLennan.ca.
it's like somebody who has a name that they have to spell for everybody because it's spelled in the uncommon way. I have to do that. And when I write, I underline the CA, and I'll put, this is not an underscore, because nobody underscores or underlines any portion of an email address. It's quite a dialogue that has to happen with this.
You know, a funny story about my email is that, like, when I made my email, when I had to make the email itself, I was like, okay, Jeff McLennan 2020 at Hotmail, and taken. I tried 50, taken. I'm like, Jeff McLennan 51, and it wasn't taken. So I expect a lot of really nice emails from our listeners.
Jeff McLennan.
And I remember
51.
I remember feeling so special.
You're going to be on all
when
the
I
lists.
was actually 51, and I had
it
that
matched?
email. Yeah, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Like all those people when they turn 69 are going to be super happy that it finally matched their age.
There you go. That's right. That's right. And there's millions of them out there, I'm sure.
And they're using it on their resumes.
That's right. Yeah, that's
right.
why it's called Hotmail.
I want to ask you this very important question. If you were stuck in an elevator, would you prefer to be stuck in an elevator by yourself or with somebody else?
Oh, by myself, big time. I don't like being in an elevator with anybody, even people I love. I really don't like being in elevators, period. But if I'm going to be in one, I'd rather be by myself, for sure.
Or with a friend, somebody you knew then, I guess.
Okay,
right?
sure. But, if I had to pick, I'd just go by myself.
Okay, but if you had the choice, you're going to be stuck in there for an hour. Would you rather be with a friend or by yourself? I moved it from stranger who could...
As long as I have my phone, I'd just rather be by myself. If I could just get a hold of people and tell them that I'm stuck in the elevator, rather be by myself.
Why is that?
I don't know, just
Meditation time?
less things to worry about. Other people's stress. I'd just rather deal with my own stress.
Okay. Well, when I was stuck in an elevator, I was stuck in an elevator for...
I remember this.
How long was? Over 2 hours.
Were we married then?
We were.
Yeah.
And it was at the hospital. And I was alone, and I was very thankful I was alone. But it's different as a woman, because you could be in there with a man who is just, bad vibes, and
Well, yeah.
or somebody who just...
Then you're like forced to talk to them and say, like, how do we get out of this?
Or what if
And,
they're like, I need to urinate.
Yeah.
It's been 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Pull a Dwight from The Office and just
Yeah.
be trying to mark territory straight away. So
Or just do what Dwight did for the fire thing. Just like smash something and like light the doorknob on fire. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That's
Anyway.
one of the best episodes.
Wasn't that just on? Didn't you guys just watch that one?
It's
yesterday,
almost
or-
always just on because we watch so much Office.
Yeah, I know. You guys are always watching The Office. Huxley's a
We just
huge
on a
fan.
cycle, an endless cycle.
Oh, I just got, just as an Office aside, I got Huxley a hoodie that has Michael Scott on the front, and it says, what does it say?
I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little superstitious.
That's it. Yeah, no, our listeners get the idea. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
it's
not
funny. He loves
superstitious,
it.
but I'm a little stitious.
It's too big for him, but he wears it
I love-
anyway.
It's a great quote. Why do you think tomato juice tastes better on a plane?
I think it's, for
Well,
me...
do you agree that it does? Let's start
No,
with that.
I don't. But I do enjoy it on the plane because it's the air circulation's so horrible that nothing coats your, like your throat like a...
Acidic.
Yeah, but it
Pureed.
is kind of pureed, exactly. So it's just kind of like, it's soothing. More soothing than any kind of like cola or something like that.
Do you drink it outside of the...
I
Yeah.
used to. Remember, I used to get it in the order all the time, the big
Oh,
Heinz
yes.
cans. But I didn't. I don't get it anymore.
And I said you shouldn't leave it in the cans because I thought you could get like botulism or something. I
Yeah.
feel like you have to open the cans and
You are
empty them
against
into-
cans. I don't even think you think food should be in cans.
Well, no, I think, but once you open the can, it needs to be promptly removed. I
Yeah.
feel like that's when you are penetrating
I
the
think it
seal
takes-
of contamination.
I think it takes quite a while for botulism to form in a can that's just open. Like you
Well,
don't.
what you think and what's true
Well, I've
are
taken
important
the
things to
course,
find out. Oh, you
so-
that's right. Yeah, I mean, you've taken the course. You passed the flying colors, the food and safety course.
I don't know about flying colors. I thought I failed it, but I did. I did do okay though. I passed it. Thank God.
Even the doctor who barely passes his exams is, you know what they call him?
A doctor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't
Anyway.
that reassuring? I, since we last recorded, posted a photo of a Cybertruck, and it was early on this year. It's funny, in St. John, New Brunswick, where we record out of, there are not that many cyber vehicles, Cybertruck.
You mean Tesla?
Teslas.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Teslas.
No, but Cybertrucks
truck-
too. Like there's.
But the Cybertruck that I took a picture of, I posted, and it was like full-on rage bait. There were...
They are ridiculously, like, I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but my goodness, like, it looks like Homer Simpson.
I think it's the
designed it.
association, though, right? Because if the Cybertruck was, I don't know, driven by, I don't know, Mother Teresa.
Well, geez, those are some Hot Wheels. Yeah. What if she's got a Hotmail account?
People aren't going to be making fun of Mother Teresa's Cybertruck.
They are now. No, but I
It's
hear
the
you.
association.
I
right?
hear you. It is the association. You see that and you think like Nazi mobile. Let's be honest. Like, you know, if you're going to give the Nazi salute, then anything attributed to you will not be good.
Well, and
You
it's
know?
also a sign, I think, of somebody flaunting wealth, too, which I guess doesn't really fit with the whole Mother Teresa vibe. I couldn't really think of anybody. I was stuck.
Yeah, I no, that
Who,
I get it.
If you saw
I get
a
it.
Cybertruck pull over and somebody got out,
Yeah.
who would have to get out for you to be like, I'm okay with that Cybertruck?
I'm okay with that Cybertruck. Oh, I guess that would have to be. Oh, geez, I really don't know. Nobody actually. I don't like
The
the
Dalai
Cybertruck.
Lama?
No, I would.
I don't think he would try.
No, I don't think anybody gets a pass if they get out of a Cybertruck. Justin Bieber has one apparently, and he drives it every once in a while. And like, I don't think some people rather, care about the connotation that goes along with that kind of a vehicle. But, you know, if you know what's going on in the world, you're not going to go out tomorrow and go buy a Cybertruck. It's just not,
Yeah, that's a good point.
unless you believe in that sort of, you know, political atmosphere, which is mind-boggling. Anyway.
Well, let's segue over to bird poop.
Oh yeah, bird poop.
I have no segue for this. Aside from
It's a scourge.
I was pooped on twice in 2 days by birds.
Partially though, right? In both occasions.
Yeah, partially. What do
Well, I
you
mean,
want?
a little bit. I mean, you didn't get the full
No,
bird
but
poop
I
load.
had white bird poop on me that
Yeah,
was
okay.
quite identifiable as poop, which to me is sufficient to be
Yeah,
to qualify
you've
as
been
being
pooped on. You've been pooped on.
I was pooped on. And
Okay.
I walked to work most days, and there are pigeons flying overhead, seagulls. So there's a lot of risk and a high volume of walks. And
Yeah.
I have not been pooped on in years.
Okay, walk us through time one. Like
Time
occasion
one, walking by King Square in Uptown St. John
Mm-hmm.
on the side along by the Admiral Beatty building, which is a tall building,
Were you listening to a podcast?
always.
Was it the Giggly Squad?
It was.
Okay, go ahead. What was Paige
That's my
saying?
morning one. And I thought, is it raining?
Oh God!
It was, in fact, not raining.
Did it land on your head?
No, but it landed on my coat, and I had a raincoat on, so I could wipe. So it wasn't a devastating, like, gotta
No.
go home and wash my hair because I've got bird poop in my hair situation on my way to work. But it happened.
Yeah. Okay.
It happened.
I'm following you.
Right? So then the next day, after work, I'm sitting out on our patio, our new patio set,
Right.
which we finally got, I think
Right.
2 years after we've got a patio.
Right.
We got a way to enjoy it. And I'm sitting out on the cushions with Hux, and I'm looking up, and I see seagulls go by, and I think, oh, I wonder what the chances of them pooping on. No doubt, this is no word of a lie. I was reminiscing.
Yeah.
That's probably not the right word. Reflecting upon the fact that I'd been pooped on the day before, and then
Yeah.
I was looking up thinking, I wonder what the chances are I'm going to get pooped on again. And did I not get pooped on again? I did, and so did our cushions. So
Oh,
then
did you wash the cushions?
I did, and then you
Okay.
went and got a cushion cover.
Yeah, which was the best thing we could
So
have
now
done.
there's like a whole process with the cushions. I don't know if anybody else has got outdoor furniture, but it's like
There is a
it's
process.
like you've got to worry about the rain and the bird poop and bugs and street dirt and all the stuff. All the
See,
stuff with these
initially,
cushions.
what our plan was is I bought like an outdoor deck box to put the cushions in each time I thought it was going to rain, which, to be honest, like I was not looking forward to doing that every time I thought it was going to rain because it rains a lot here. Let's be honest.
Well,
And so,
it's pretty foggy most nights, so even if it's not raining, it's damp.
yeah, I was at the local Canadian Tire and I was buying another thing for the yard called a Ninja wood fire grill, which, man,
Oh yeah, we got to
what
go
an
into a
awesome
full on thing
What an
about
awesome
that.
thing that is. But I was walking by and I'm like, oh my goodness, that cover looks like it would fit the L-shaped patio furniture we have perfectly. Then I called you and said, go measure it. And you did. And then we got it and it's great. I mean, it's hard to put on for one person though. I usually need help because
It's a two-person job,
it's
so
a
if you live alone, don't bother.
it's a two-person job. Maybe it isn't actually, but it is for me because I'm just like challenged.
Yeah, but you
that
also
way.
like help putting the fitted sheet on.
Yeah, I
It can
don't-
be done by one person.
It can, but I'd rather avoid that frustration and just get some help. You know, just get some
We
help.
don't we all?
Yeah,
Don't we all want a little help with
Yeah.
that two-person job?
yeah, we do, we do. That's like a good edict for life. You know.
So then basically the container that was bought for the cushions became the container for the cushion cover.
Yeah, that's the only thing we put in it now. But I'm sure there'll be other things.
I hope so, because that is one expensive
We're not-
giant box.
Oh, let's talk about the giant box that you bought. That was expensive.
The litter. Yeah,
Just.
we won't go back to that.
Oh, so we got a problem with buying expensive boxes, do we? Is that what's going on here? No,
It would
I'm
appear
joking.
so. It would appear so. Do you want to talk about your Ninja?
Oh, I love that thing, man. It's called the Ninja Wood Fire Grill.
Oh, I have to give a little bit of background.
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
we have a patio. We're in a high density, urban core area. So we have buildings in close proximity. We don't want anything that's like overly smoky or hazardous.
So I bought a smoker.
Well, but it doesn't give off the amount of smoke as a flaming barbecue.
You have not seen this
Oh,
thing.
really?
Oh, it looks like it's on fire.
Well, okay, it doesn't have the hazard of the propane tank.
No, it does not.
We don't have regulations against using it. We have our own, like it's a,
Oh, yeah, no,
an
it's-
outdoor
we're
space
outdoors.
that's covered in
It's
stone and
electric,
such,
right?
but-
So it plugs in, and it's like it takes these little Ninja pellets or whatever, and you fill that hopper up. You fill up the hopper, and then you smoke the food, and then you can grill it, or you can air fry it, or you can broil it, or whatever, and it's amazing. I've only cooked with it like 2 or 3 times, but man, the chicken wings come out just like better than ever. They're just so good. Anyway, I love that thing.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to clean too, right?
Yeah, it is actually. It's just like, non-stick grill kind of thing.
And this
Pretty
is no
easy.
brand deal for us. This is
No,
we
we already bought it.
we
so
did our research.
We're not going to get a free one.
It's a promotion because Jeff used it and liked it, and we wanted something that we didn't have to deal with propane tanks, but still was actually like a barbecue that you still
Yeah.
get that barbecue
No,
flavor.
I love it. It's great.
And yeah, I just find propane stressful. Honestly,
It's not that big either. It's just you just grab it, put it outside, plug it in. There's an outlet outside, and you literally just turn it on and start cooking. That's it.
Yeah, it's small enough that you can carry it inside. We
Yeah.
have a little spot that we set it just inside our entryway, and it's
Yeah.
it's
Perfect.
perfect.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
perfect. So that is what our summer is going to look like,
Yep.
and hopefully not too smoky.
Yeah, no, and hopefully we get some sunshine is what I'm hoping for.
We have been watching a ton of stuff. We'll do some rapid fire things for recommendations. If you didn't watch the first season or second season of White Lotus, be sure to check out the
Oh.
third one, set in Thailand.
Yeah, it's really,
I mean, it's
really good.
It's strange. It's well done. By now, if you know Jeff and I, our recommendations are going to be a little off the wall at times. So
At times, yeah, but
turn
mostly
it on, see if you like it. If you don't, move on. But sometimes you find some real gems and some amazing acting.
Yep.
And I think White Lotus qualifies.
White Lotus is incredible. Oh, and on top of, like, just as an aside from White Lotus, for those people who like the reality show Survivor, Mike White, who created the White Lotus, all of them, and wrote them and directed them, is going to be a participant on the new Survivor, which is crazy. He's already been on it before, and he also has cameos from people that were on the season that he was on in all of his White Lotus seasons. So on the first season, he had one cameo, and in the second one, he had 2 people from Survivor, and then third, he had 3 people.
I see a pattern.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So that was a great one. We're actually just getting ready to watch the finale of Your Friends and Neighbors.
Oh, that's a great show.
Which was on Apple TV.
Yeah, yeah.
John Hamm. And really cool. He's a hedge fund manager who falls on some hard times and has to find a way to make ends meet. And it's pretty cool the way they filmed it. Yeah, 8 episodes. Can't recall.
9, I think.
I love how we can we don't want to
we can't give it away because it's so new.
No, but I mean we don't want to sit through a long movie, but we'll watch I know 5 1-hour episodes.
It's like
of
that
something.
meme, would you like to sit down and watch a 6-hour movie? No way. But give me a whole season of Real Housewives and I'll watch it in a day.
Or it's like a long post
Whatever.
I see a long post on Facebook and I am like, I don't want to read that long post, but I'm there for the comments.
Yeah.
And I'll dive into the comments for 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if there's an article, I'll read the article. I'm not one of those people. But
Yeah. No, I hear you.
and I'm kind of feeling like we're using closed captions so much now.
We use it exclusively, pretty much. We won't even watch something if we can't read it.
I think we can pretty much count it as reading books at this point.
It's
Our
pretty
screen
funny.
time is also book reading, so...
Now we're not deaf, but it's hard to sometimes pick up on things.
Well, and sometimes you
get older.
We used to have to go to crunch volume if we decided to have a snack.
Yeah, that's crunch volume.
No, now we don't have to go to crunch volume. We can just switch to exclusive reading.
Well, we got the water cooler or the water thing volume too.
The water cooler kicks on. I just like the side conversations that we pick up on. There's so many different little things that I think I was missing before closed captions.
Big time.
Thank you, Bad Hearing. You've woken me up to a world of dialogue I didn't even know existed.
Why did we start using it? There was something. Oh, we were watching The Crown or something, or some kind of show where the accent was just too thick to understand. So we were like, we need to put on subtitles, and then we never turned them off. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I know accents. It's like a godsend.
Mm-hmm.
Just a godsend. We watched Severance. That was polarizing for a lot of people. Ooh. We liked it. Funny enough, our son Hux is 12, looked at a couple of episodes and was really interested in watching more. He asked us what it was about, and we could not explain any of it because we simply didn't understand. It was quite early in the game, and it's pretty.
I think he could watch it. I mean, he's got he could understand it, but.
It's unlike anything else that's ever been done.
But I just don't know if maybe in a couple of years or something. It's a
little dark. It has some dark pieces.
Good for him to watch it, maybe.
The Rehearsal, though, you're loving.
Oh, I love Nathan Fielder. He's just an amazing. I don't even know because he is funny. Like his ideas are funny, but I don't really find him personally very funny. I think he's a stand-up comedian. But he's, the Rehearsal. How do you explain that?
So
go ahead.
It's just out there. He's just got an out there way of doing it. Again, another example of something that's never been done on TV.
Yeah, that's what I love about it too.
He has people who have to do a real life difficult situation, and in order to prepare them for it, he basically recreates that situation for them in painstaking detail from. Rebuilding an entire bar, for instance, of where this scene will take place and hiring actors to help the person through the scenario so that they can then go through it for real and be successful in whatever they're trying to accomplish.
He's like a teenager that comes up with a crazy idea and then has unlimited money to do it and just make it super duper elaborate, and it's just... It's a trip to watch. I got the feeling, to be honest, last night that you weren't really super into it, though. And was I right with that, or were you just tired?
It was a little of both.
Okay, yeah. See, I really like it.
Sometimes the lines being blurred between who are the actors and who are not that sometimes is a frustration for me.
Okay, that's
But maybe if I
interesting.
researched the show more
Yeah.
and avoided any spoilers in the process.
I didn't expect each episode to merge into one another. I didn't expect that. I
No.
thought it would be like standalone episodes, you know?
So that was, and we're only 3 episodes in, so there's
Yeah.
that. Other quick hits, 4 seasons on Netflix was great.
Oh, yeah.
Tina Fey.
I really
can't
wasn't
even
as
remember
into it
everybody.
as you were, but you really loved it. You loved
It was light
You love
and
Tina
quick
Fey.
and comedic, and then The Perfect Couple with Nicole Kidman was a bit of a whodunit.
I'm trying to remember that one.
Rich people in Nantucket.
Oh, yeah.
That one I too. I
That
think
one
is
was interesting. It was
also on
well
Netflix.
written. I thought
Yes.
it was well written. I don't know if I really liked it too much, though.
So we have a ton of other things that have happened in 2025, but we'll do another episode that's just sort of playing catch up on this, because there are a lot of things that I want to talk about. But in the meantime, folks, if you're using a glass straw, which is great for the environment, but you're using it to like stir up an icy drink, be careful, because I read this horror story where somebody broke their glass straw in their drink and then proceeded to suck the pieces of glass up through that straw. So if you need something to fuel your nightmares,
Yeah.
just be careful with the glass straws.
I guess
And
we'll leave you
maybe
with that.
Maybe stainless steel's better.
Yeah,
Can't break
stainless
those
steel.
puppies.
Or like, yeah, until all the plastic straws are gone, use a plastic
I feel like
straw.
we need to leave value for our listeners. So
Yes.
if I can save a tongue or
There's
a
your value meal
perforated
deal.
esophagus or intestinal tract,
Yeah.
I feel like I've done something.
I'll have an
today.
extra order of shards of glass.
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, thanks for listening. And yeah, we're going to try and be a little bit more punctual with these episodes. And
Don't commit, Jeff.
yeah, we're not going to commit to
We're
anything.
setting ourselves up for failure.
Yeah. See you never. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Be sure to check out past episodes and subscribe to keep up with what's new.
You can find us anywhere you get your podcast. And why not leave a review?
You can also follow InfoQuench on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Till next time.